Coming up on the Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener radio show today.
We're going to talk all about growing herbs.
As well as weeds are not all bad in your garden.
And we have Guest Jessica Aldridge. She is from Ventures and Waste, and she's got all sorts of information about recycling, reusing, reducing, composting.
Information that we all need to know, plus your garden questions, and that all starts right now. Welcome to the Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener radio show. So glad you've taken time out of your day to join us on the program, whether you're listening in Milwaukee, Philadelphia, Southeast Michigan, Banning, California, or anywhere in between via the simple radio app, the TuneIn app, or through the WisconsinVegetableGardener.com website under the radio tab, podcast replay, or in-studio video replay. We thank you for taking a little time out of your day to join us. Next to me is my wife, co-host, best friend, and gardening partner,
Holly Baird.
I am Joy Baird, and you can find all of our content at the WisconsinVegetableGardener.com, where there's over 1,400 garden videos, short and long format, of in-garden and in-studio video of this show, as well as podcast of every program that we have done. There's the executive sponsor of the Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener radio show is Power Planter. Planting conditions are always favorable with the Power Planter Earth Auger.
No matter what the job is, Power Planter has the right size for you. Simply attach to a drill and let the Power Planter do the work for you. Create planting holes fast and efficiently with ease. No matter the soil type, it does the job effortlessly. Increase your root to soil contact. Leave the shovel and the spade in the shed. Hand welded and made in the USA. We offer a lifetime warranty on product defects. Find the size that fits your project at PowerPlanter.com. We had fun with that, planting.
Yeah, it's a phenomenal tool. Yeah. Phenomenal tool, easy to use, attached to a battery or a battery drill or electric drill, and you can plant anything very, very quickly. Another way you can get a hold of us is through the Ivy Organics 3-in-1 Plant Guard hotlines.
Ivy Organic 3-in-1 Plant Guard naturally protects your plants against damaging sunburn, insects, and rodents, protects newly installed plants and trees, shields pruned and damaged surfaces for use on your roses, fruit and nut trees, ornamental trees, and shrubs. This product is non-toxic, environmentally safe, and organic. For more information, visit ivorganics.com. You can reach us by the ivorganics.com 3-in-1 Plant Guard email inbox, and that address is twvgshow@gmail.com, or you can text us on the instant access ivorganics.com text line, and that's 414-368-9311. You can tweet us using hashtag TWVG. Our Twitter handle is at TWVG Show. Don't forget our text line is at 414-368-9311. Now is the time of the show that we talked about last couple of weeks, in which those who chose to sign up for the Flame Engineering either Weed Dragon or Mini Dragon. The drawing is going to be today. Now, the Flame Engineering giveaway, weed flaming is an organic means of weed control. You don't burn the plants down to the ground like you may think. You just simply brush the heat across the plant, and the flame and the heat kills the plant by destroying the cell membranes. You can find, if you're not the winner, you can find more information out at flameengineering.com. They have the most complete line of propane torches, heaters, and agricultural flamers. You can find that at flameengineering.com, and you can get free shipping on your order. Use coupon code WVG19 for free shipping. Now, we've got 2 bags here, one for Mini Dragon and one for Flame, for the Weed Dragon. Our board engineer is going to stick his hand in the bag and pull out 2 names per bag, so there's not biased here. And so I think this is the Mini Dragon first.
Yes, that would be the Mini Dragon. So we're going to get 2, and we had people from all over the country sign up for this. And if you did not win, be sure you can listen to the end of the show. There's going to be another big giveaway next week, and there's more information in regards to that. So
should we do the Mini Dragon
Mini
now? Dragon
first name and last name, initial, and if they have a location placed on that.
Okay, so the first winner is Mary A. from Waukesha.
Okay.
And Waukesha, Wisconsin.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. The second one, so that was someone who came to our talk.
Yeah.
This one looks like it's email. So Cynthia B. She's got 2 last names. So Cynthia B.L. from Sullivan, Wisconsin.
Oh, okay.
So congratulations to them.
We will get a hold of these individuals in the next 48 to 72 hours and get your information for the product. Riveting radio here for those
who are not in the studio with us. So we got two. This is the mini dragon was a wand that attaches a 1 pound propane tank. The weed dragon is a wand that you hook up to your standard propane tank.
So we got one here. I don't know how this worked out, but Nicole, she's got 2 last names, M.E. from, I don't know where, she came in one of our talks, and then Marley W.
All right.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
There's no...
Yeah, I've got the email address.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All
So
right,
there you go.
So thanks to Mr. Debo
Yes.
for helping us out.
And next week we have another big giveaway for the live show here, as well as those who live outside. You want to make more noise there? Those who
I
live
do want to make more noise, yes.
live outside of the Milwaukee area. So let's get into the program here and talk about how easy it is to grow herbs. Now, we're talking about the legal herbs here. Now, because the state of Wisconsin has not legalized recreational or medicinal marijuana, we're not going to cover that particular aspect of the those plants. We have...
Those are technically, I mean, they're probably an herb, but they're more like a plant.
Right. We have brought individuals on this program in the past that spoke about the benefits of using those particular items. You can go to our website.
She's a doctor.
Dr. Patel out of Southern California. She's the leading medical marijuana doctor in the United States. You can find that interview on our website and your favorite podcast providing website. Just search the Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener. And I believe it's cannabis or marijuana, recreation or medicinal marijuana, somewhere in that range. She was on last year. So with growing herbs, many people overlook the herbs simply because it's not like you can have a snack with some basil. You can just, I'm just going to eat some basil. You know, with a tomato, I'll have a tomato or an apple as a snack.
Well, you could have a tomato with some basil as a snack.
And some cheese.
And some cheese, yeah.
And so let's go over how easy it is. Number one, if you've got an independent garden center in your area, and Blue Mel's is ours here in the Milwaukee area, you can get plant starts. That would probably be the instant, here we go, got it going, boom, ready to go. And herbs can grow in all forms and fashions. Containers, raised bed, traditional ground.
And there's some that you might just want to grow in container.
Yes,
Especially
we will get to those in a minute, though.
But one thing to mention is herbs, if you start them from seed, they can take up to 21 days to germinate.
So if you don't have patience, then the plant starts would be the choice in which I would advise you to go with.
I think we went through this with the rosemary.
Right. And then we took cuttings from that rosemary and I think I've got 9 plants now in various different...
we got rosemary coming up everywhere now.
Yes, and that's a good thing because rosemary is a very phenomenal herb. It has a lot of medicinal benefits based on medicinal benefits based on what research you've found. And it's really good on like potatoes.
Mm-hmm. Chicken.
So if you don't want to get your plant starts, you can find seeds at migardener.com. They have 41 different varieties of herbs in which you can choose from. Basil, there's about over, I think, 15 or 20 different types in the world that I'm aware of. MI Gardener has about a dozen or so. Licorice basil, lime basil, lemon basil, Italian basil. And when we talk about licorice basil,
lemon basil.
When we talk about licorice basil, it is exactly the same taste as if you were going to eat a piece of licorice.
Gross.
They've got cinnamon basil, same thing.
Yeah.
So there's something for everybody there.
Basil's a fun one to grow because it once you get it growing, it's quite prolific.
Yes, you do want to cut back a third of the leaf structure after the plant gets to a more of a mature state to keep it from flowering, to keep the production going.
So one advantage here to growing your own herbs, even if you just grow them in containers in your kitchen on like a nice windowsill, you're saving money because herbs are expensive to buy in the store. I'm not talking about the dried herbs. I'm talking about those fresh herbs.
In the little plastic
containers.
An eighth of an ounce for like, what, $3?
I don't even know, but it's expensive. So if you can grow your own herbs, if you use them and you like those fresh herbs, I definitely think about that.
Well, there's thyme, rosemary, sage, dill, parsley, oregano, lemongrass. The only thing I would advise not to grow would be cilantro, simply because it goes to bolt very, very quickly because day length and heat. It's a very, very sensitive plant.
Well, if you want to grow it, go ahead.
Yes, but I'm just advising you.
You can buy it very cheaply, too.
Yeah, I'm advising you that, you can get a whole bundle for, 98 cents or something like that. Very easy to grow. You can start these, again, in containers. And the benefit of growing them in containers is you can bring them in during the winter months and prolong the life of the herbs. in which you're growing. You just want a south-facing, or we've grown very successfully in a west-facing window. Or even better yet, you can get a grow light, a garden in a box from Happy Leaf LED. It's a 4-inch LED light that can mount underneath your kitchen cabinet, and you can grow basil in it's not hydroponic. It's a
passive
hydroponic in mason jars, and you can have herbs year round. Very little. You only have very little maintenance with the garden in a box. You only have to fertilize them once a month, and they grow.
It's pretty foolproof. And
yeah.
It's easy, and it's convenient, and it's compact.
Yeah, that's from happyleafled.com.
So if you grow them in a container, you want to, you can do them outside or inside, but something like mint, you'd want to grow in a container, keep it contained, because it can become very invasive.
We've got it in a 3 or 4 gallon container, and within weeks of it sprouting, it was already sending runners over the edge of the container. The mint can be very mint is very invasive.
Yes, if you're familiar with Creeping Charlie, it's the same family, so it does this runner weed deal.
So if you do plant mint in your garden, honestly, the only way in which you're going to extract it is either use Biosafe, an organic weed killer, or a glyphosate weed killer to kill it. That's the only way that you're truly going to eradicate it. So keep it in a container. What else do we have here? You don't want to overwater. That's the problem. Many people, not only just herbs, but vegetables in general, they kill their plants with love and too much water.
House plants too. Anything. Yes. You can easily overwater. So if you're growing herbs, if you're growing anything, you want to make sure you're on a watering schedule. But just because it's your day to water, that doesn't mean it has to be watered, but it's good to be mindful.
And like rosemary actually prefers to go through a wet cycle and then a very, very dry cycle, because then if you overwater or keep the roots too wet, it can develop root rot, which is, if you don't understand what root rot is and it develops to a level too intense, it will kill the plant. And you can lose that rosemary plant very, very quickly because of that. And if you're in a container and you're growing outdoors or in the ground, raised bed, you do want to feed these with a fertilizer, but predominantly a container is going to require a more fertilizer, because
especially the size of it, a lot of times if it's getting rained on, what happens is that a lot of those nutrients get washed out.
Leaches out.
So you can, not really wash out, but leaches out. So you can use something like Dr. Earth. They have a number of fertilizers that you can use to fertilize those herbs. Herbs are not as heavy feeders as like a tomato or a pepper, but they still need to have food.
Benefit to growing herbs, whether anywhere, is they don't require a whole lot of sunlight. 4 hours, partial shade. They'll grow really well without a whole lot of hassle. So if you've never grown herbs before, certainly would encourage you to grow herbs, and missing out if you're not growing herbs, and the amount of money that you're going to save, and the smell in which they emit can bring a lot of beneficial insects if you have them outside into your garden, or just
and sometimes repel
them as well. Well, don't go anywhere. When we come back, it's all about weeds. Not all weeds are bad weeds. You're listening to the Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener Radio Show.
24/7, 365. The WisconsinVegetableGardener.com has all the gardening information you need. Videos, digital magazines, replays of shows, and more.
Feed your garden all season long with the Hydro Feed Fertilizer Injector by Chapin. Hydro Feed Injector can be filled with water-soluble fertilizer and connected to a garden hose or irrigation system, whether drip, sprinkler, or soaker hose. Fertilizer is drawn into the water system at a consistent ratio to feed and water your garden at the same time. 3 models are available for gardens of different sizes. Find Hydro Feed at the Home Depot, Ace Hardware, or www.chapinmfg.com.
Pomona's Universal Pectin is high-quality pectin that gels reliably with low amounts of any sweetener. If you're trying to reduce the amount of sugar in your diet, you'll love Pomona's Universal Pectin. Now you can make healthy homemade jams and jellies sweetened to your taste. You can use sugar, honey, or any alternative sweetener you'd like. Pomona's Universal Pectin keeps indefinitely when stored in an airtight container. Easy to use, versatile, and comes with directions and recipes in every box. Find out more and where to buy at PomonaPectin.com. Available at most natural food stores and online.
The Norwalk juicer is the best cold-pressed juicer on the market. Studies have shown the Norwalk juicer produces 50 to 100% more juice than other juicers. And juice from the Norwalk is higher in minerals and nutritionally superior. Not only do you get more juice from your produce, but also better quality juice. Check it out at norwalkjuicers.com. Use coupon code GARDENTALK to get free continental U.S. shipping on the Model 290 juicer. Birds are important to your garden. This garden tip is sponsored by BioSafe. Organic solutions that are effective. They offer an array of eco-friendly products, from plant food to fertilizer to one-of-a-kind herbicides, organic weed killer. Grow stronger, healthier with BioSafe. Visit biosafe.net to learn more. And save 10% on your next order by using coupon code TWVG at checkout. Birds are greatly beneficial to the garden. Attract them by using bird feeders and bird baths and bring them in. They will help control the insect population, create an environment in which they want to stay, and you'll see benefits in your garden. Garden seeds do not have to cost a fortune, just 99 cents at migardener.com. Now with over 450 varieties of non-GMO, heirloom, and organic flower, vegetable, and herb seeds available year-round. Pay less and get more seeds. Shipping as low as $2.50. That just makes sense. Go to migardener.com for seeds and garden needs, tools, and special blend fertilizers. migardener.com. It's that simple. Family owned and operated. Root Assassin, a garden tool that does all the root functions with its advanced shovel that has serrated edges on both sides. Find out more information at rootassassinshovel.com.
Never question your garden soil again. Know what's in your soil with confidence. Professional grade soil test for the home gardener. My Soil Savvy has the easiest soil test on the market. Ship it to them, get your report, emailed with nutrients recommendation, and grow happy, healthy plants. MySoilSavvy.com. Use coupon code TWVG19 and save 10% at checkout.
Shield and Seal vacuum sealers and the highest quality vacuum sealing products, unique black and clear and all black bags, protecting your produce and product better than traditional bags. Find out more at shieldandseal.com.
When it comes to bulk landscaping materials, Blue Mills Garden and Landscape Center is where everyone goes. Whatever the project, we have the materials you need with over 40 varieties to choose from. Soils, mulches, gravels, decorative stones, fresh cut sod. Blue Mills has these products in stock and ready for easy pickup or fast delivery. So what are you waiting for? Now is the time to get your yard back into shape. Stop in and pick these materials up or call us for delivery today. Nobody does bulk landscaping materials better than Blue Mills Garden and Landscape Center.
Blue Mills, 4930 West Loomis Road, 414-282-4220. The Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener Radio Show is brought to you by the following: Ivy Organics, Power Planter, Root Assassin, Beans and Barley, BioSafe, Bobex, Pomona Universal Pectin, Pro Plugger, Standard Process, Tomato Snaps. Find all sponsors at the WisconsinVegetableGardener.com and thank them for their support. Some people believe gardening or make gardening out to be so difficult, like
the main winding was the normal Lotus O deltoid type placed in panendermic semi-boloid slots of the stator.
It's real simple. Get a seed, get some soil, put the seed in the soil, water it, and it's going to grow.
Now back to the Wisconsin Vegetable Garden Radio Show with your hosts, Joey and Holly Baird.
If you're an organic gardener and you want to feed your plants an organic product, Dr. Earth has the products in which you can use in your garden.
Dr. Earth is committed to clean and healthy gardening through creating cutting-edge natural and organic garden-friendly products. Based on research and innovation, after 28 years, they are the leader in the organic and garden industry. They do not use ingredients such as biosolids, composted household waste, or synthetic chemicals. Instead, they have manure-free fertilizers, organic soils, insect control, and liquid fertilizers. If you want to grow the best quality food organically to feed your family, that is the founding principles of what Dr. Earth is all about. They have experts in the most innovative ways to help you grow your best organically. Visit drearth.com for more information on where to buy.
Weeding is not something that many people look forward to in the garden in the spring. If you are someone who loves to weed and finds it a great job and entertaining and fun, please email us at twvgshow@gmail.com. I'd certainly like to talk to you. But not all weeds are bad weeds, Holly.
Weeds can be
beneficial
they can
in
beneficial.
a variety of different ways.
A good thing.
Now we want to make mention here: weeds they will cover a bare soil because that's what nature has designed the environment to do, to cover bare soil.
Yeah, if you go for a hike in the woods, you'll see that the soil is A, not bare, and B, there's weeds growing and other plants.
Or leaf coverage.
But
mulch.
there's definitely weeds growing too.
Weeds can host a number of bad bugs, and we demonstrate this in imagery at our garden talks. With a
thistle. And on that thistle, there are just a large amount of aphids that were hosting from that thistle a few summers ago. And if we'd pulled that thistle, then the aphids would have gone somewhere else, maybe to our tomato plants, who knows.
So we left you can leave some weeds in the garden. That's not a bad thing in which to do. For whatever reason, again, they stayed on the weed and not the plants in which we're growing. Some weeds are edible, but here's a disclaimer: we are not responsible for your choosing or decision making on whether or not you recognize a plant or misidentification.
Make sure you identify it correctly at your own risk.
Yes, but there are edible plants upon proper identification in which you can consume. Purslane.
Purslane. Some people plant purslane on purpose.
Yes. Typically, it comes up a lot of places here in the upper Midwest. I'm not so much the South. I'm not so sure about the South, but it's high in omega-3 fatty acids.
I think it has it's like a weird fatty weed.
I think it tastes great. Our niece and nephew likes it.
Yeah.
But they will pretty much eat many things.
They like the
if
vegetables.
If they see us eating it, they don't question it, and they'll go ahead and try it. Clover, lamb's quarters, plantain, chickweed.
So lamb's quarters is another one that's edible. And what do you call it? Goosefoot?
Goosefoot is another term in which is used. The Native Americans use this as a pesto making
and they have,
ingredient.
That's the one. Does it have a square stem?
I believe so. Mint has a square stem. I'm not sure what part.
Creeping Charlie has a square stem too.
Yes. With goosefoot or lamb's quarter, you want to get it in a very small young stage. As it gets older, the plant leaf gets very tough and becomes almost inedible. So you want to, if you're going to choose to use that, and you can mix it in with your salad greens. It's not a bad taste. I wouldn't suggest you eat a whole bowl of it. You'd want to cut it with something else, some lettuce or other plants. And
then there's plantain, not the fruits. This is the weed plantain.
Chickweed,
mallow,
wild
amaranth. People use that wild amaranth as a grain.
Mm-hmm. Also dandelions.
Dandelions.
Dandelions. There's over 300 varieties of dandelions in the United States, I believe it is, and none of them, there's no copycat plants that is similar to a dandelion. All parts of the plant are edible, from the flower to the leaf to the root. They have benefits, health property benefits in using all aspects of it. There's many different platforms online in which will go over the different benefits in which they can produce for your body, from blood cleansing and other benefits there.
Clover is technically a weed.
Yes. But you can consume it. And the benefit to having weeds in the garden is a couple of things. One, like a dandelion root can go up to 18, 20 inches deep. Sometimes I think there's some that can go up to 8 feet, I believe, something like that. But anyway, what it's doing is it's bringing in the nutrients from way deep down and bringing it up into the leaves. And then as the leaves, if you pull it up and put it in the compost pile, those leaves break down and release that nutrient. Secondly, if you just leave the dandelion in the garden, as it rots, it will create a cavity in which that root once was there, and actually water can penetrate down and hydrate the soil on a more even consistency, kind of like drilling holes in the ground. Some farmers will utilize that aspect, or even turnips, because it creates aeration. Japanese radishes they'll do that, and they'll create that hole and
are those daikon radishes?
Daikon radishes, and that will rot in the ground, and they'll bring nutrients up, but then it will rot and release some of it in the higher levels of the soil level there as well. So that is another thing. But yeah, weeds can be very aggressive in the garden, and again, if you don't take care of it, they can overtake very, very quickly and outcompete your vegetables in which you're trying to grow. What else?
You want to be mindful of that. But certain weeds, they can repel pests, which we talked about. They can attract pests, but they can also repel pests.
And weeds like mugwort, MUGWORT, they can some weeds like that can also help absorb heavy metals from the ground, and they can stop erosion here. So that's good, and help keep the soil web healthy by covering and absorbing this nutrients. Because yes.
And then some weeds people don't realize they're weeds, so they don't realize, like Queen Anne's lace. A lot of people like that. They think it's a flower. They think it's a wildflower.
Well, when you pull it up, it has a carrot-like flavor, doesn't it? Isn't that what that is?
That's I think that's wild parsnip.
Okay.
But Queen Anne's lace looks like wild parsnip.
Yeah.
But it's goldenrod and then wild mustard, amaranth, dandelions. They'll attract beneficial insects and eliminate the hard ones. Or the harmful ones. I mean. So that's one thing to keep in mind, is that especially Queen Anne's lace, which is interesting because Queen Anne's lace is not a native weed. It's technically an invasive weed that was brought here from, I believe, the UK. But a lot of people think it's native because of how prolific it grows. But it's technically a weed. Most people think it's just a wild native flower.
And by keeping, if you don't want weeds in your garden, mulch heavy with straw, chemical-free seed grass clippings, leaves in the fall that suppresses the weeds. Creeping Charlie is another plant in which people will grow, and I believe, is it not a consumable? Yeah, it is a consumable.
Yeah, because it's related to the mint
family. Will actually grow in house plants for decorative purposes in the home. And if these people actually dealt with it in the garden, they wouldn't be growing it in their house.
I have a question for you,
Yes,
Joey.
what is
At what point does a wildflower, if it was a weed, or is it a weed or a wildflower? How do you determine that?
Well, weed is a plant that is
it
just
invasive?
A weed is a plant that is is just in the wrong place. All weeds or all plants, if you plant in a certain place, you wouldn't call them a weed because you've identified them to be in the specific location in which they are grown. So keep that in mind. Not all weeds are bad weeds when it comes to gardening. True, they do get in the way, and
like creeping Charlie, crabgrass.
Yes, what is that grass?
Scooch grass.
But that's a weed that propagates by root divisions and runners under the ground. And it can have runners 8, 9, 14 inches from the actual parent plant and then pop up again. And that's why we encourage not to till, but to manually remove these roots by hand, because the division of roots.
Because of how they propagate.
Yeah, the cutting of the roots in small chunks will propagate more and more and more weeds, and that's how they survive.
It's getting to the roots of the problem.
Yeah, there you
literally.
go. So you can use chemicals. Obviously, some people choose to use a glyphosate, which can stay, if you're using it in your vegetable garden, can stay in the soil.
It can be quite problematic.
And stay toxified in the soil.
It clings to the water molecules.
Because it's an inorganic product. BioSafe is an organic weed killer that's designed for organic gardening. We talked about the flame engineering, the flamers that you can touch with the plants in that. So just some things to keep in mind.
So now the weather is warming up, and
you want to protect your garden from those various beetles, weevils, and borers, including those Japanese Japanese beetles that are flying around.
And what better way to prevent those pests from destroying your garden than by controlling them while they are larvae? Grub Gone is an easy-to-apply granule product that can spread onto your turf successfully to control grub invaders. Developed by Phylum Bioproducts, naturally occurring bacteria, Grub Gone is a non-chemical BT product that specifically targets only certain scarab pests and is safe to use around bees and other beneficial insects.
Yes, if you are ready for, got those beetles flying around your yard, Beetle Gone is the organic water-soluble powder that you can spray directly on your edible plants. Find out more at phyllumbioproducts.com. That's PHYLLOM bioproducts.com.
Use Twitter to reach Joey and Holly at TWVG Show or hashtag TWVG.
Power Planter is a family-owned earth auger manufacturer. The Power Planter earth auger will transform your garden experience. It helps homeowners and professionals complete almost any planting or digging project faster and more efficiently than using a shovel or a spade. Power Planter earth auger creates loose dirt when drilling holes, giving your plants better root to soil contact, to help reduce plant loss for healthier, more beautiful trees, shrubs, flowers, vegetables, and grass. All of our augers are hand-welded and made in the USA, lifetime warranty. Find the size that fits your project at powerplanter.com.
Here at Outpost Natural Foods, it's not just that we're community-owned that sets us apart. It's the fabulous foods we sell. We celebrate Earth Day every day by offering our customers the finest natural and organic food selections in Greater Milwaukee. Outpost local farmers and vendors provide our stores with a delicious selection of fresh seasonal produce that you won't want to miss. Outpost stores are located in Milwaukee, Wauwatosa, Bayview, and Mequon. We're a real Milwaukee original where anyone can shop and anyone can join. For the whole scoop about Outpost, we invite you to visit www.outpost.coop.
The number one key to healthy, productive plants are the roots. Starting from seed to full-grown plants, rootmaker.com has the answer. From seed starting trays with an innovative design that air prunes the roots, creating a fabulous root system, never again will you have root-bound plants, to multiple gallon grow bag sizes to raised beds. Rootmaker.com has your grow needs covered. Visit rootmaker.com.
Pharmaceuticals essential oils are high grade, very pure, and high in quality. They have synergized blends made with the finest raw materials. For more information and to order, visit Pharmaceuticals.com.
New Natural Healing Ointment, USDA certified organic. Get your tube at NUNUhealing.com.
Your plants are greener when using Hydrobox, revolutionary in plant watering. Hydrobox catches the water from water and delivers it straight to the roots to release when plants need it. You will water 3 times less often and plants grow faster. Hydrobox is an innovative little gel-filled pouch that goes in the bottom of a pot, container, or grow bag. Multiple sizes based on need. Easy to install and use. For indoor and outdoor use. Saves time and money. Lasts up to 3 years. Look for it at HomeDepot.com or visit GoHydrobox.com.
The new way to support your tomatoes, wrap it and snap it. TomatoSnaps.com. World's coolest raingauge.com. Need I say more? Birds are very beneficial to your vegetable garden and are important assets in insect control. This Michigan Garden Moment is brought to you by MIGardener.com. With over 450 varieties of heirloom and organic flowers, vegetables, and herb seeds, all for 99 cents a pack. Find out more at MIGardener.com. For some gardeners, they believe birds are not a good animal to have in the garden. Now, birds do have the tendency of eating blackberries or raspberries, blueberries or strawberries, but overall they're very beneficial to have in the garden. You want to entice and invite the birds in by bird feeders to create an avenue of travel for them through their daily activities. Birds will come eat the birdseed you've provided for them, as well as eat the bad insects off the plants in which you're growing, such as tomato hornworms and other bad insects. They have a keen eyesight. As they're eating birdseed, they would much rather have a juicy worm or bug than dry seed. So by incorporating them into your garden, you can have a much better and healthier ecosystem. You do not have to have fancy bird feeders. A simple tuna can with holes popped in the bottom of it, nailed to a 3 or 4 foot stake, works just perfectly, and we use that many times in our garden around our tomatoes. If birds are poking holes in your fruit, such as tomatoes, they're not trying to consume the fruit itself. They are actually looking for water. So you would want to incorporate some type of water feature either in the garden or near the garden. And many species of birds will use those bird feeders and create a travel route and help increase the health of your garden. You'll be amazed of how productive your garden can be. This Michigan Garden Moment is brought to you by MIGardener.com. With over 450 varieties of heirloom and organic flowers, vegetables, and herb seeds, all for 99 cents a pack. Find out more at MIGardener.com. The Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener Radio Show is brought to you by the following: Clyde's Vegetable Planting Chart, Dharmaceutical, Dr. Earth, Flame Engineering, Handy Safety Knife, Hydrobox, Wisconsin Greenhouse Company, M.I. Gardener, Outpost Natural Food Co-op, Rootmaker, Soil Diva, Blue Mills Landscape and Garden Center. Find all sponsors at the WisconsinVegetableGardener.com and thank them for their support. Blue Mills Landscape and Garden Center is the place for all of your garden needs. They have a knowledgeable staff as well as over 40 varieties of bulk material. Whether you need wood chips or mulch in order to top off those ornamental beds or those raised beds, you can go pick it up with your truck or in the trunk of a car with buckets. They also have delivery available, as well as any question you have, they have the staff in order to answer that.
You can find all that at 4930 West Loomis Road, just south of Layton and Greenfield. You can call 414-282-4220 or visit bluemelts.com.
Now back to the Wisconsin Vegetable Garden Radio Show with your hosts, Joey and Holly Baird.
Holly, let's go to the IB Organics 3-in-1 Plant Garden Hotline and bring in our next guest.
Jessica Aldridge is the founder of Adventures in Waste and is a hotshot in the recycling world. Her passion for environmental education led to creating zero waste programs and other sustainability projects for corporations, cities, and municipalities in Southern California. Welcome to the program, Jessica.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Well, thank you so much for taking time out of your very busy schedule to enlighten us on some things that we thought maybe we already knew about recycling and waste management.
Yeah.
So what is Adventures in Waste? Can you explain what that is before we get started so we're all on the same page?
Yes. So Adventures in Waste is a new organization. Our website is going to be completed this year. And our board consists of an amazing array of zero waste experts from the industry. And it came about because we wanted to expand our waste knowledge beyond the industry and into the public sphere. We want to bridge the experience and knowledge of both waste professionals and the public so we can inspire action, create a level playing field from which a social and environmentally responsible, closed-loop, solution-oriented world can be built. So we're doing this through like this major online resource hub where when people have questions about waste, they don't have to go to 1,000 sites. They can go here and it can branch them off to where they need to go. We're doing storytelling, community events, and then we also have our own podcast.
Well, it's good that you're creating a hub because we've all done those internet searches about a certain topic and we go to 45 different websites and 38 of them say something different. Or you just can't find the information. At least you're creating a location in which one can find it, look at a topic, and then go to a reputable site in which you've approved in order to get the correct information.
Yes, we all need that.
That's really important. So we always hear reduce, reuse, and recycle. Are these all good methods in reducing waste? Is one better than the other? Should you use them with balance?
Yeah, actually, well, they're in order on purpose. So reduce, reuse, recycle, reduction is first. But then I also want to throw in a fourth R that I think your listeners would love, which is rot. Reduce, reuse, recycle, and rot. So we want to keep compost different from recycling because we see recycling as this more material-based thing where things are pelletized and maybe broken into something else. And there are so many R's out there that can fall within these. There's my favorites are like rethink and refuse, but that's still, for me, a part of reduce. So we got to reduce our footprint, how much we're actually creating in the first place, so that when we have to create something else, we're reusing it, and at the very end, we're recycling it. But I also want to point out, I went to this very interesting discussion the other day. We're trying to restore our river here in Los Angeles. And it was a Native communities discussion, and there was a speaker, an indigenous leader by the name of Desiree Renee Martinez from the Tongva Gabrielino tribe, and she said before you can even have these 3 R's, you have to first proactively practice recognition, respect, and responsibility. And this is not only to the indigenous people of this land, it's also to the earth of which we have the honor to live upon. And then also with reduce and reuse, it's not always available to everyone, so how you can reduce and how you can reuse, it could be based on where you live, your income, your quality of water or air, your responsibility to your family or your job or your well-being. We don't all have those same privileges as each other, so we have to give a little bit to each other too. So if we're like, you're not using a reusable water bottle, well, maybe that person doesn't have access to clean water. And so it's not always on the responsibility of the individual, but it's that we need to push for policy change. We need to have transparent corporate responsibility as well so that we can all easily reduce our consumption and reuse as much as we can and recycle what's left over.
And you make a good point. We have to be responsible and think about it because we've all seen this, that you're driving down the road and people throw trash out the window or a cigarette butt because if it's out of their car, they think it doesn't exist anymore. And it's just causing more of a problem for the next person down the line.
Yeah, there is no way. There's nothing, it doesn't go away. But then it's also, there's that, the concept of litter, like someone may throw it out their window and they don't think about it, they're not respecting what's going on. But then also there's upstream responsibility there too, where maybe we're throwing something away, but it's that proverbial, like, throwing it out the window, we're throwing it away, but then some corporation or some manufacturer has told us, well, it's recyclable, but then it's actually not. So we're in this weird way littering in a way that we didn't even know we were.
And then you use the word, the other R of rot, or as we use it as compost. You know, I've been to people's homes, and maybe you have too, Holly, you've done that, where people throw a banana peel away or scraps from a potato. And I say something like, well, I don't garden, I don't need to compost. It will compost in the landfill. And we know that if compost occurred in the landfills wouldn't be filling up, because a lot of the stuff that goes to the landfill is compostable material.
Yes, actually almost 40% of what is in a landfill is made of organics material, so plant-based material, and 22% is actually food. And when this material gets into the landfill, it is nationwide, it's the third largest source of anthropogenic methane gas. So it's a greenhouse gas emission. In the state of California where I am, it's the second largest source of anthropogenic methane gas. And nothing breaks down in a landfill. It is a tomb. It's meant to keep stuff solid. And when it does start to break down, it's slowly breaking down. It's releasing this methane, and it's not all being captured. And so the Federal Trade Commission, the FTC, has regulations that says if a product comes out and says on the label, it's beneficial to the landfill, or it will break down in the landfill, that's actually a legal terminology. They cannot say that.
Well, that's definitely interesting. So a lot of people, since we're kind of talking about large-scale waste such as landfills, a lot of people think recycling isn't as environmentally efficient as we think it is. It could be going straight to the landfill, even if we put it in the recycle bin. I guess like before China used to take our recyclables or whatnot. Is there any truth to this? Is recycling still as efficient? I think it was started to boom in the 90s. Are we still as efficient as
what we're putting in the recycling bin actually getting recycled?
Yeah, so lots of unfolding to do there. I first want to say recycling is happening. It is not dead. I know there's a lot of really hyped up articles out there. It's like it's dead, nothing's happening here, and I think a lot of people just want us to kind of feel bad about this, and there's a few people out there that would love us to stop. But recycling is happening. Is it happening at the extreme that it was? No. But also, in 1992, China was importing 72% of all of the plastic waste around the world. And in 2016, the U.S. was exporting 50% of its plastic to China. And so even though it was being exported or imported in that sense, just because something's recyclable doesn't mean that it's getting recycled. Same thing with compostable items. And so for us, we do a lot of wish cycling. And it's not all of our fault. I think within our cities are too general in what they tell us they can take, because they think they need to keep it simple for us. They need to say, oh, all plastics 1 through 7, we'll take all of that. So then people get into this habit of saying, oh, it says 1 through 7, I'm going to put it all in the container. And then they start to think, well, my purchasing habits are all right because this form that the city just gave me said it's recyclable, when the city knows themselves that it probably isn't, that only a small percentage of that is probably going to have that value to be pushed back up the stream and be recycled. So there is a lack of transparency there. What one hauler, one city takes can change from another. The further inland you are, the more expensive it is to recycle. This Los Angeles, we're right beside the port. So we can travel up and down the country here and see if there's recycling facilities. But then there's other stuff that's international, and we can ship it off. Whereas, Idaho, Wisconsin may be like, we can't really do glass as well. We need to find localized infrastructure to be able to process this, because it becomes way too expensive to recycle it, to transport it. But we're really at a momentous, amazing place in history right now, because the old guard has to change. And recycling has never been the solution. It's part of the overall equation, but I'm really excited where we are. I'm all right that China has stopped doing this because we can no longer outsource our responsibility by dumping our waste in another country. We have to stop practicing what is called waste colonization. And we need to start looking upstream. We have to minimize our packaging, use recycled and recyclable content. We need to create durable and reusable products. We need to refrain from needless consumption. And then we need to push for policies and manufacturing.
We'll get her back on the line. Great conversation we're having with Jessica Aldridge from Adventures in Waste, and talking about what we should know and the transparency in which we need to have when it comes to recycling, and what we're recycling and what we're not recycling, and where it is actually going to, whether it's the landfill and or the recycling facility. So let's talk about the numbers. You mentioned that in the previous conversation there. Is a 3 on one piece of plastic the same equivalent of a 3 on another piece of plastic? And are all of those, do they all get recycled the same, or what do we need to know? Or does some of them not get recycled?
Yeah, actually, they're all different. So the numbers on the bottom of plastic is the resin identification code. And way back when, the plastics industry was said, you have to figure out how we can recycle this stuff better because you're making so much of it. And that was their solution, was to put a resin identification code on the bottom inside the chasing arrows. And so we have 1 through 7. If you see anything other than 1 through 7, there is no other number. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And all of them have different marketability within the system. So number 2, high-density polyethylene, has a lot of value, clear and color. Number 1, for the most part, it's the CRV, the cash redemption value, and it's plastic water bottles, things that drinking vessels is the number 1. It's actually harder to recycle a number 1 clamshell, like a to-go container. West of the Mississippi, number 1 thermoform, or those to-go containers, has really not ever had that great of value, but because it's number 1, everyone thinks it's a great plastic. They think all types of 1 can be recycled, whereas a lot of the times it's the other stuff that molded stuff can't be. Lately, number 5, polypropylene, has become, the market value for that has extremely increased. So you see a lot of manufacturers moving over to using a number 5 polypropylene. But as a recycling facility, you have to have optical sorters to be able to pull the number 5 out. We used to have number 4, which is low-density polyethylene. It was usually a bale of film. It's like plastic bags and that sort of thing, and that doesn't really have as much value in the current market. And then there's a thing called the mixed plastic bale, which they would call it the 3 through 7 bale. And when they would sort that and sell it, the recycling facilities that were buying it were trying to get to certain items. They were trying to get to that number 5 polypropylene, and not all of that was being recycled of that 3 through 7. 3 is probably your dirtiest of all plastic. It's polyvinyl chloride. It's the most toxic. Number 6 is polystyrene. It's what foam, if you put an extruder on it, it's what foam is made out of, and is a known toxic chemical to humans, human carcinogen. And then the 7s is a mixed bag. So sometimes you look like a number 7 plastic, black plastic. If it used to be recycled from like electronic equipment, it can have flame retardants in it. It's a product called ADS. And that is a product that you don't want to have recycled into something that you're going to, like a spoon, a black spoon that you're going to be putting into your mouth or heating up with soup. So they're not all the same, they're not all equal, and they definitely don't go in order.
A lot of good information. Jessica, how can we find out more about you and the groups in which you're associated with?
Yeah, so Adventures in Waste, you can find us on Instagram. We have a Facebook page. Our website is up and running, although it is still being developed. Some of our podcasts are up on the site there. And then we have a podcast that we're on called Eco Justice Radio, and that's on our independent radio station here, KPFK 90.7 FM. And you can find me on Apple Podcasts, iTunes, SoundCloud, and at SoCal350.org.
Well, we greatly appreciate you taking time, joining us on the program, and sharing a lot of the knowledge in which we need to be educated on for Holly, myself, and all of our listeners.
Well, thank you for having me on. This is so exciting. I love it.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jessica.
And when we come back, it's all about your garden questions and our garden answers. You're listening to the Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener Radio Show.
Send your questions in now to the IV Organics 3-in-1 Plant Garden Instant Access text hotline at 414-368-9311. That number again, text 414-368-9311 and send your garden question in.
Take the pain out of planting with the Pro Plugger 5-in-1 planting tool. Step, twist, pull, and you're ready to plant. Digs perfect size planting holes. Soil gets stored in the tube and empties from the top. Helpful for weeding. ProPlugger.com.
Soil Diva is the best kept secret in the gardening world. Soil Diva is an all-natural, liquid, biological soil and plant stimulant product. Check it out at soildiva.net.
Eco Garden Systems is a revolutionary way to grow food. A fully contained raised platform with a conventional watering system. Solar power unit optional. Made from recycled material in the U.S., Eco Garden Systems raised garden bed offers sustainable organic gardening that is environmentally sound, quick and easy to set up, maintain, and fun to use. Fill your garden with soil and plant your seeds. Your Eco Garden will take care of the rest. Can set up in backyard, patio, and even your driveway, any level surface. For more information, visit ecogardensystems.com.
Use coupon code WIVEG 2019 and get $295 off listed price of $1,695 plus free shipping, a $250 value at ecogardensystems.com.
Do you have a problem with deer or small herbivores eating your vegetation? There is a natural solution that is safe for your pets and family. Bobex is the answer. An environmentally friendly solution to protect your plants, will not wash off, and is guaranteed. Bobex Deer was independently tested against 9 known competitors and rated 93% effective, second only to a physical barrier. Bobex can be used on all types of ornamentals, trees, and shrubs. Ask for it by name at your local independent garden center. Find out more, visit Bobex.com. BOBBEX.com. Big Fats has a variety of unique and delicious hot sauces available at mild, medium, and hot. A small company looking to change the world with all natural hot sauces made from quality ingredients and a whole lot of love. BigFatsHotSauce.com.
Beans and Barley Market and Cafe, a neighborhood specialty grocery store for the east side and greater Milwaukee area, where you can find all you need, from fresh produce to bakery to organic frozen dinners, from wine to fresh squeezed carrot juice. A health food store with hundreds of products, vitamins, supplements, bath and body items, magazines, cards, books, and a knowledgeable staff. Catering available, open daily at 8 a.m. The restaurant serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week with a menu of good, healthy, homemade food, including vegetarian and non-vegetarian specialties. 1901 East North Avenue, Milwaukee, 414-278-7878, and online at beansandbarley.com.
Do you want fresh produce delivered right to your neighborhood? Check out Tree Ripe Citrus Company. Find out where to pick up quality produce at tree-ripe.com. They have beautiful, tasty peaches and juicy, sweet blueberries. If you're tired of the non-taste peaches and the bad blueberries from your local grocer, Tree Ripe has what you need. They come right to a stop in your neighborhood, fresh off the truck, right from the source. To find locations and schedules, visit tree-ripe.com. They're in Iowa, Michigan, Minnesota, Illinois, and right here in Wisconsin. Tree-ripe.com is your go-to place for the freshest produce around.
Flame Engineering, home of the Weed Dragon, the perfect propane torch kit for home and garden use. For killing weeds, no need to pull or spray. 100 other uses. Find out more at flameengineering.com. Use coupon code WVG19 to get free shipping.
Do you seek safe, effective nutrition solutions to boost your health and quality of life? Standard Process is your trusted whole food supplement manufacturer with 90 years of expertise. Our third-generation family-owned company proudly grows nutrient-rich ingredients at our certified organic farm in Palmyra, Wisconsin, enabling us to produce high-quality whole food solutions that change lives. For help identifying the best supplements for you, find a local healthcare professional today at standardprocess.com/patients.
Blue Mel's Garden and Landscape Center offers an awesome selection of high-quality garden and landscape products. We have just the plants you're looking for: annuals, perennials, veggies, herbs, and more. Plus, you can always count on us to answer all of your questions and offer expert advice. Blue Mills also carries the largest selection of bulk landscape materials in the area. Enjoy a beverage from our coffee shop while your kids run around in our huge playground. Join our growing list of highly satisfied customers. Visit the garden center that offers everything you're looking for. Visit Blue Mills today.
Blue Mills, 4930 West Loomis Road, 414-282-4220. The Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener Radio Show is brought to you by the following: Eco Garden Systems, Row Maker, Shield and Seal, World's Coolest Rain Gauge, Big Fats Hot Sauce, Chapin International, Drip Garden, Norwalk Juicers, Nunu Healing Ointment, Phylum Bioproducts, Soil Savvy, Tree Ripe. Find all sponsors at the WisconsinVegetableGardener.com and thank them for their support.
Now back to the Wisconsin Vegetable Garden Radio Show with your hosts, Joey and Holly Baird.
IV Organic 3-1 Plant Guard naturally protects plants against damaging sunburn, insects, and rodents, protects newly installed plants and trees, shields prune and damaged surfaces for use on your roses, fruit and nut trees, ornamental trees, and shrubs. This product is non-toxic, environmentally safe, and organic. For more information, visit ivorganics.com. You can reach us by the ivorganics.com 3-in-1 Plant Guard email inbox, and that address is twvgshow@gmail.com. Or you can text us on the Instant Access ivorganics.com text line, and that's 414-368-9311. You can tweet us using hashtag TWVG. Our Twitter handle is at TWVG Show. Don't forget our text line is at 414-368-9311. We had a caller on the break call in, and they wanted to know if you can eat the rhubarb after it has flowered.
Yes, the flowering is typically between the 3 and 5 year mark. You can just cut that flower stem off. It doesn't affect the plant. It's just sometimes it goes through a stress cycle and it'll produce seeds in the flower. Otherwise, the plant is completely edible. It's totally fine. You just want to cut that flower head off. Otherwise, you're going to have a lot of little rhubarb seeds that are... Let's see. With my straw bale garden, I was wondering if I should water my all my plants every day. I had always thought peppers needed less water, but I was wondering if the answer is different with the straw bale garden.
Well, the straw bale is basically a sponge, so you could get yourself on a watering schedule. Maybe just check it every Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, something like that. But it does absorb water very well, so you might not have to water as much. You just want to make sure you're paying attention that, especially during the warmer parts of the summer, it stays warm. You could use irrigation, too.
I have a pineapple plant growing. It's been growing for 2 years now. Should I plant it in the ground in hopes that it will flower? I'm in the Milwaukee area. I would certainly not do that. I would leave it obviously you've been growing it indoors very successfully over the 2-year period. It's a tropical plant. By doing that, by moving it outside and planting it in the ground, the soil's not warm enough. You're going to put it in shock. You probably will kill it. So keep it where it's at right now and continue to grow it indoors. Is it beneficial to grow a bush in a container until it grows a few feet? Or should I just pop it in the ground even though it's less than 10 inches tall? Well, if you have a place where you can grow it and it's good soil, I would always recommend putting that plant in the ground. You do not have to water it as much. You can mulch it. It will have the soil nutrients that is needed to grow properly without any issue of being root bound in the pot or lacking nutrients or you forgetting to water. Additionally, keep in mind how large this plant is going to be at maturity and plant it in the right spot the first time. Nathan writes in and says, I accidentally added too much fertilizer to my garden. What should I do or what can I do now? Let's go to Standard Processes. Ben, he is the farm property supervisor there, and get his expert opinion on what Nathan should do. Standard Process is your trusted whole food supplement manufacturer for over 90 years. To help identify the best supplements for you, find your local healthcare professional today. Go to standardprocess.com/patient.
Hi, this is Ben Bartlett from the Standard Process Organic Farm. Today, Nathan has a question about making a mistake. He had a soil test done and accidentally added about 3 times as much nitrogen as the test called for and wondered what's going to happen next. So the first thing to watch for is excessive leaf growth. Nitrogen makes the plants grow fast. Sometimes they can grow too fast and you end up with a whole lot of leaf and no fruit at the end of the season. So watch for that. The next thing to watch for in that excess growth is disease. Sometimes when plants grow rapidly, the cell structure isn't created in a healthy way, and they can be prone to disease. So watch for that as well in those plants. There's not a great way to dilute nitrogen unless you use water on a soluble nitrogen form like urea. But if it's a insoluble or slow release nitrogen, you'll probably be okay. Treat them normally, and you'll probably have just fine production out of those plants.
Before we get into what's coming up next week on the program, Holly, remind them about the executive sponsor.
The executive sponsor of the Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener radio show is Power Planter. Planting conditions are always favorable with the Power Planter Earth Auger. No matter what the job is, Power Planter has the right size for you. Simply attach to a drill and let the Power Planter do the work for you. Create planting holes fast and efficiently with ease. No matter the soil type, it does the job effortlessly. Increase your root to soil contact. Leave the shovel and spade in the shed. Hand welded and made in the USA, we offer a lifetime warranty on product defects. Find the size that fits your project at powerplanter.com.
Tune in next week. Do not miss it. Tell your friends, tell your family. We're going to be talking about common garden pests and how to deal with them, as well as Charles Malky will be stopping by to talk about tree care. He's from ivyorganics.com and will be offering 2 $100 product packages, one to a caller, and the other you can sign up for a drawing for that particular package, and we'll go over what they are and when you can call in and all that information. Plus, Wendy Keon Spray will be with us. She's the author of The Chinese Kitchen Garden, plus your garden questions. That all next week. Tell your friends and join us on the program. Missed any portion of this program or want to revisit it in its entirety, you can do that in a couple of different ways. One, by going to your favorite podcast providing website and searching the Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener radio show. You can also go to the WisconsinVegetableGardener.com, clicking on the radio tab at the top of the page for full length, or the highlight tab on the right-hand side for segments of all past shows. Until next week, for Holly Baird, I'm Joey Baird, and we will see you in the garden.
You have been listening to the Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener radio show. Tell a friend and join Joey and Holly again next week so we can all grow together. The Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener radio show is a production of the WisconsinVegetableGardener.com in association with WI Garden Media Broadcasting, live from the WNOV 860 AM and the W293CX 106.5 FM, Courier Communication Studios in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.